स्वयं पापनी स्वमान आप बच्चों को दिए। बाप ने बच्चों को चरणों के दास व दासी से अपने सिर का ताज बना। कितना बड़ा सम्मान दिया। ऐसे सम्मान प्राप्त करने वाले बच्चों का बाप भी सम्मान रखते हैं। सदा बच्चों को अपने से भी आगे रखते हैं। सदा बच्चों के गुणों का गायन करते। हर रोज सीखता प्रेम से याद प्यार देने के लिए परम धाम से साकार वतन में वहां से बीज नहीं देता, लेकिन आकर देता। रोज मिलता है नया प्यार। इतना श्रेष्ठ सम्मान और कोई दे नहीं सकता। स्वयं बाप ने सम्मान दिया है, इसलिए अविनाशी सम्मान अधिकारी बने। ऐसे श्रेष्ठ भाग्य को अनुभव करते हो। सम्मान और सम्मान दोनों का आपस में संबंध है। सभी ने समझा।
Om Shanti. Welcome to Vyakti Parivar. Today is day 29. Divine Sanskar, Divine World. Devi Sanskar, Devi Sansar. Double crowned world servant. So now we will listen to Mohini Didi. And today we have very special session in a Vyakti journey. So you all must have received the email. We'll be having chit chat, question answer with Didi and Sister Manda. So please stay back with us. So now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti, everyone. I am feeling so happy. I'm very happy. You all are happy? Yes? Are you all happy? Hmm? Yes? Let me see hands, those who are happy. Hmm. When I was listening to Avek Bab Dada, I was taken back uh, to when I first time met Brahma Baba. Actually, I met Brahma Baba in Delhi, and I had finished my education school and I had just joined university. So there was a gap of 2 months. So Brahma Baba had come to Delhi and I had never met him, but I had correspondence with Brahma Baba because when Dadis, no, they were not Dadis, sisters came to my grandparents' home. I saw them and they were talking about Baba, Baba. So said to Baba how to communicate with Baba. So they said, you write letter. He loves to read letters and write letters. So very beautiful communication began. But when he came to Delhi, so they asked me what is good time. So I said afternoon, 4:45, because I will come from university, I will shower and meet Baba. So generally, as you all know, Baba's room is very, very simple, but very clean, very organized, as we see in Madhuban. And I just have the way Baba started talking to me, as if I am not 16, I am like it's like, somewhere the connection between he was 83 and I was 16, but Baba started communicating what I study and, like different ways. It didn't started with giving me gyan, but it was like creating relationship and it was very interesting. But when I sat and I took drishti from Baba, I just felt so deeply purity, as if my all sins, my all everything has been taken away. And Baba is just so that purity emerged. And also from there onwards, I feel that I did experience that how it's not only my recognition of Baba, but Baba also recognized me, which I didn't know me in the sense what will be whatever, but it was a very, very beautiful feeling. So many want to know about self-respect, and I feel from that moment, his drishti just created feelings of purity, belonging, but also self-respect. And Baba respecting, it's a big thing, isn't it? So I experienced how much Baba respect, because the way he will talk, the assignments which I will get, it's amazingly, he knew what I could do. I didn't know, because I was very, very shy person. And in India, the girls, they never go out. And at that time, we're talking of 50s, rarely we will go out. No, we go out, but never alone, never had friends. And here Baba will tell so many things. Daughter, you can do this, you can do this. You go, you study. I want journalists, I want newspaper, he had very, very big visions. And I said, okay, whatever you know, of course, he was saying to everyone, but I thought that he's also telling me. So I'm just sharing my experience that it was, I mean, it's so fresh in my mind by listening to Baba, like I just went to my experience of first meeting with Baba. And then Baba said, during holidays, you come to Madhuban. So I said, okay, I will see what is possible because how to go. So some or other, I convinced my mother and I said, we will go. Said, who will let us go in train without any, you have to go with the family or one male member has to be there. I said, we will make some excuse somewhere. We will go. And then the first meeting in the history hall, they give you cushions to sit, Baba, Mama, come. They also sit on very thin cushion. So they also sat. And then Baba gave drishti but that was like, you know, kind of, I belong to you, surrender. That thought immediately. I knew this is what my life is now. It was a long story after that because both Laukik and Laukik, they wanted me to continue my studies. And so I said, okay, so for about 7 years, 6 years, I think, I kept going for different courses and different degrees. And so one was journalism. And Baba said, oh, I want my daughters to be magistrate and lawyers. And he had really very, very big ideas. There was one sister in Jaipur, she was lawyer. And her name was Radha. So Baba used to like her also. And then, Baba, when I kind of start thinking now I have to be just for Baba. So Baba gave me that office later on. Nirvar Bhai came. And then Baba said, no, you do service outside. He will be here. But what I'm saying here is each one of you really have to remember that moment when you took drishti from Baba, how you felt. And when you felt that, even now, I was taking drishti from Avyak Babdada. And if he's talking and he's saying things, and it feels so real, it's not just Baba there, but it's like I'm sitting in front of Avyak Babdada. So I think just what is most important is awareness. So as I had been maintaining awareness, like most beautiful experiences of one's life become part of awareness. Awareness has a lot of power. And that is what Baba is saying, that if you maintain the awareness of your self-respect, and that awareness becomes power, and from that awareness becomes your stage. And then one very good quality emerges, that you start giving respect to everyone because you experience the respect from God. And it's true because he really respected. That's my personal experiences. So now Baba has given us aim to be world emperors, right? It's good, Brahmin Sodeti, but to claim high status, and it depends, you can be just a king or an emperor, depends on how much you are able to give. But then your treasure stores needs to be full, right? If my treasure stores, like even in Laukik way, dynasties or kings, and it depends on how much their treasure stores are full. As much they are full, that much they are able to give to everyone in charity as donation. So, but it's so simple for us. Right? Our treasure stores are always full. Yes, when our treasure stores are full, there is so much love because Baba keeps giving. When Baba gives me, then I'm able to share. no one can share love, true love, unless receiving from God. But because we constantly receive, then we constantly donate also. And as much you donate, you become bigger, higher and higher emperor or empress. So I think that even when I look at Lakshmi Narayan as emperor, empress, I always had this attraction of looking into the eyes of the idols or deities, worshippers. I have shared before too that when I started going to for journalism, it was evening, halfway evening, in the evening my college was. And next to my college was this temple, Birla temple, which Baba mentions in Murli. And so I will go 10, 15 minutes earlier and I will go to visit. And I still remember them. So beautiful, their eyes just giving. They don't want even whatever people put flowers on their feet, but it was their drishti as donating. Like there were such beautiful feelings. So I always say that if our idols have so much beauty in the sense of that your bhavna just emerges, how much you receive. And now we are living, right? Brahman to deity. So how much through our presence, our drishti, everyone should be able to feel good, feel well, feel full, feel elevated, right? So for me, I always kind of remind myself that if when images are such that people can have experience, and we are the souls, right, who are becoming, but at this time also, it is very important. But we have to be alaukic, we have to be spiritual. You cannot be ordinary. Sometimes we become very ordinary like any other. We are ordinary in the sense of simple, but our royalty, our dignity, our purity, our personality of God's love is really praiseworthy, right? So what I feel that each one of us really invoke within yourself that your deity image. And when you will emerge it, you will feel, but also others will also be able to. Now is the time for that. All of us should keep that aim that our presence can give, just give. And that is where I feel like feelings are very invisible, but very powerful. So when Baba keeps saying pure feelings, today I felt so happy all day. So good. No, I have to have pure feelings. Any thought, I saw a lot of things, or oh, I have to have pure feelings. And everything get resolved. And it was very, very beautiful. So I think that we should just practice, keep the aim, emerge your deity form within you. It is there, right? Just emerge it and be aware of that you are the ones who are worshipper the deities, and you have to constantly give. That's all. As much you give, higher your status will be. So keep the aim for that. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. So before I invite our angel for homework, I just want to let you all know that tomorrow is the last day of the month and tomorrow is a transmission day. So let's see the schedule, and also we will be having transmission on internet. We have YouTube channels and all those things, but also we will do in a Vyakti Parivar. So tomorrow's schedule is our usual schedule, and also the addition is English with Murli revision from 5 to 6:10 p.m. And this is in the morning. Transmission is from 7:30 onwards in the morning. Eastern time. So New York time, 7:30 a.m. in the morning. It goes on usually until 10 a.m. So this is the transmission time. Tomorrow morning is from Madhuban, Avik Dada Milan. Tomorrow is 30th of November. And of course, tomorrow is the last day of our series. And then we'll be starting our new series in the month of December. And we will let you know tomorrow what's new we'll be doing. So please be with us tomorrow as well. So now let's get our homework for tomorrow. So we'd like to invite our dear angel sister, Sister Tanya. Welcome and just be with us. We will be having chit chat afterwards. And our dear sister Manda will be with us and Didi. So we'll be having interesting time together. So let's get our homework.
Om Shanti. So it's coming to an end, but in fact, it is a launching pad. I hope we all feel that this has been a launching pad, and that deity inside has been polished, and the finishing touches are being put on, because we can't wait till golden age to express, for that deity to emerge. No, we won't be wearing perhaps all the decorations that we'll have in the golden age, but definitely there will be that divine dharna. So I really, really appreciated this opportunity. Actually, and you referred to it, Mohini Didi, when you talked about remembering those extraordinary moments, receiving drishti from Bap Dada. And, immediately I was catapulted into, my first meeting, another meeting where, again, that royalty of the soul, that Baba will only feed that. And I have this knowledge. I have the power of the yoga that I've had with Baba all these years. And I need to use it to empower that awareness of myself. And how beautiful it makes my life because of, as you referred to, what I can think, the thoughts that I can have that are so unique. I mean, when we think, I have people I come in contact with, and they share with me what they're going through, what they're thinking about. And, based on what they're seeing in the news or what they have to deal with at work, with their family. And what we can just think is extraordinary, and the service it does. And to really nurture that awareness that I truly am, that 84 birth deity soul. And I'm sparkling. Now is the time. There won't be any other time like this time of the confluence, when we can truly appreciate the wonder of a soul and the wonder of this deity soul that we are. So it has been really a pleasure, a privilege. I'm in awe, of course, of the Avyakti Parivar team, their dharna, as they prepare all of this, because I got to be backstage a little bit and observe behind the scenes. And it's not just put it all together, but the dharna that's there, the way they interact. There's such respect and cooperation, etc. So all of that is also supporting our efforts, because the vibrations are going into what you then receive in every evening program. So big thank you to them. And of course, heartfelt thanks, Mohini Didi, for sharing from your heart every night, sharing from your experiences, not holding nothing back, but just making it all available to us. Baba has such an instrument that reflects the way he pours himself into us as well every day. So much appreciation for that. And continuing, I want to continue to sustain this, to increase the power of yoga so that that awareness becomes firm and stable and constant and so elevated. And of course, the joy, the unique joy that this gives us at this time. So let us look at the homework, the penultimate, or actually this will be the last homework, I guess, because I'm assuming, I may be wrong, but we might be starting to get something new from tomorrow. And just to mention as well, before we go into the homework, to join tomorrow, as there will be a little surprise for you. And so I'll leave it at that. Let's go to the homework now. So we're going to be putting on our crowns with this homework. Divine Sanskar, divine world, double crowned world sovereign. At the present time, are you double crowned sovereigns, or will you become this in the future? Are you double crowned sovereigns at the confluence age? Which double crowns do you have? One is that of love, and the other is of service. The crown of service is that of the crown of responsibility. So one is physical and the other is subtle. The crown of love is subtle. Whoever becomes double-crowned sovereigns here will become double-crowned sovereigns there. Om Shanti.
Double-crowned world sovereign. At the present time, are you double-crowned sovereigns, or will you become this in the future? Are you double-crowned sovereigns at the confluence age? Which double crowns do you have? One is that of love, and the other is of service. The crown of service is that of the crown of responsibility. One is physical, and the other is subtle. The crown of love is subtle. Whoever becomes double-crowned sovereigns here will become double-crowned sovereigns there.
डबल ताजधारी विश्व महाराजन, इस समय डबल ताजधारी हो कि भविष्य में बनेंगे। संगम पर डबल ताजधारी हो। कौन सा डबल ताज है? एक है स्नेह का, दूसरा है सर्विस का। सर्विस का ताज है जिम्मेवारी का ताज। वह स्थूल और वह सूक्ष्म है ना। स्नेह का ताज सूक्ष्म है। जो यहाँ डबल ताजधारी बनते हैं वह वहाँ भी डबल ताजधारी बनते हैं।
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. So welcome to Avyakti journey, Avyakti Parivar Chit Chat, exploring together the beauty of Avyakti Bab Dada's versions. So this, it just emerged in drama, this session. So there was a thought yesterday and here we are together, and it's based on this Sunday's Murli. So I would like to invite our dear sister, angel sister, Sister Manda. It's we are so happy that you are with us, and Didi. So both of them together will do chit chat and explore this Murli, and we will enjoy, right? So let's invite our dear Sister Manda, and she will let us know more about it.
Om Shanti, everyone. Thank you, Bhumi Ben, for that introduction. And special fortune for me to be here today, this evening, to have chit chat with Didi. Last night we were sitting here after Avyakti Parivar and had a lovely opportunity to ask a few questions. And I said to Didi that actually before I came here from the UK, I had actually compiled a few questions that I wanted to ask from the last few Murlis that we've heard. So that's how the session emerged for this evening. But what I was also saying to Didi last night was that what I would have wanted her to take up, which in fact you did take up today, about self-respect. My sense is that Baba gives us so many amazing treasures and not just points to be aware of in terms of who we are, but actually raises our spirits. And as Didi also mentioned, we experience it. We experience it when we come to Baba, but we seem to be playing this game of having self-respect and then forgetting that and losing it. So in that process, our connection with Baba also seems to kind of slacken a little bit. So I like the way Didi explained this evening, in fact, what it is that gives us that self-respect, and that what we have to do is to keep maintaining the awareness of the vision that Baba has and the experience that we've had with him. But I wanted to take up from this Murli, which I really found very powerful, because it's something that I've been thinking about myself. And I have to say, I lose my self-respect. And then I kind of think, what happened? I have faith, I have love. Then what is it that I'm not doing that makes me lose that self-respect? And I liked what Baba said here, that Baba said that one of the reasons why I have to slow down, I was told from the beginning that I speak too fast and the translators find it difficult. So apologies. So I'm trying to slow down so that you can all translate. So I'll pause here. So what I wanted to ask about specifically now was that Baba mentioned that one of the things that enables us to have have self-respect is that we renounce body consciousness, Didi. And it sounds kind of, yes, I understand I'm a soul, and that's it. I've renounced body consciousness because I've come into Gyan. I follow the maryadas and the principles. So can you clarify a little bit more what exactly is the body conscious renunciation that Baba's talking about? It's not just saying, okay, I know I'm a soul and that's it. What exactly is it?
Yeah, when we are on this spiritual journey, I find that body consciousness appears in many different ways. Okay, we have renounced five vices, right? But the traces of those five vices are still there. So there might not be attachment with logics or with material things, but maybe with one's own ideas, one's own personality, one's own intellect, some kind of. And then also when it comes to desires, even if I say I don't have desires, but very subtly certain desires emerge. So I'm just giving example that body consciousness of each vice, if you have connect with each vice, that let's say desire, and then it's not anger as anger, but getting impatient or being little bit forceful. So that becomes body conscious. So if I look at each vice and see what traces are there, and that is kind of body consciousness. What practice I had been doing recently that, one is of course to think I am soul, but there are two beautiful songs recently have come in which this sister is saying, I am loveful, I am peaceful, like she's singing. So I play both every morning and during day. One thing I have to do if I have to continue spiritually, physically, not allow my energy to be low. That means whenever I find that because of body or atmosphere or certain situation, I'm getting little, I immediately start practicing soul consciousness a lot. And today when I was doing it internally, like I'm smiling. So I said, if I am soul conscious, I will be smiling. When there is body consciousness, our smile disappears. And we become like different personality. So I would say that everyone check on their own self and see that in what form body consciousness appears. And once you notice that, I do mean not really that it is coming from attachment or greed, but I knew that it's coming from some sanskars which are still there. And immediately I just start practicing more so that it doesn't really get into my attitude or drishti and actions. because everything appears in awareness, right? And then attitude gradually. Now I have supposed to look at everyone with a lot of love. What am I holding that I can't see that person with love? It's body consciousness.
Can you describe to us what you just said about how you go into soul consciousness when you need to? So can you describe, and in that description, can you take us into that experience? So it's not a meditation commentary, but it's tell us what's going on inside you and what you feel in that soul consciousness.
I know that few, whenever like somebody called what you had been practicing, I say soul conscious. Oh, you're still doing that? There was, people think, oh, for after 60 years you are still, but actually that is the first lesson and that's the last lesson. So what I do, I actually use the thoughts. Don't just say for granted I am soul, but I just go into I am point of light, I am loveful, and like I take few thoughts for myself, and it really helps me, kind of, and then I do it as many times. So now I do it more often, practice of soul consciousness, because I find that it's not just me, there are different effort makers, there are different scenes of drama, so much happens. So I need to practice it. So I take, there was a time like last month or so, I just took a point of light, like I just become, I am point of light. And it's so powerful because I found that when I am point of light, it's like all my energy, all my powers start emerging in that point. Not only that, but when I am point, then and all other things disappear. That means there are no other thoughts. I take sometimes I am just a peaceful soul or a loveful soul, just one thought. And I sit like Amrit Vela or if I feel that I need to cultivate any particular quality, so I take that thought in the morning, just one thought. And I stay in that thought for about half an hour, 40 minutes, just to experience totally that. So I think this could be one of the ways which I have been doing.
I like what you're saying, and I want to go back to that aspect that we're all on a journey, and clearly you are also on a journey. The problem with us is that we want to be at the destination without walking the journey sometimes. And so in the process of building self-respect, we keep losing self-respect because we are losing it again and again. So can you kind of help us to not, when we fail or when we're not doing it or able to sense it, what is it that we should do so that we don't lose self-respect while trying to build self-respect, if you know what I mean?
So what happens that we get little bit caught up into even one's own sanskars. And as quickly you can, I say, realize and change, as quickly as do it. So even if you are losing for a minute, but you regain quickly. But don't let it go for hours and days. Who was telling me even yesterday, some find it difficult. But I feel again it's the effort, attention more consistent. And why I like this Avyakti Parivar homework also, because you can't do same thing, so there is something different. Some reflections are needed and some concentration is needed, and so you have to keep using different methods, I think, so that it is more consistent. Right. And I think all of you must be noticing that you are losing less now than before, right? Yeah. That means we are more consistent.
It's true. It's less than before, but sometimes there are intense emotions or feelings or perhaps sadness that come up. Sometimes they come up for a reason, and sometimes we don't even know where they come from. They come from nowhere. There's no reason, no rhyme, and yet a deep sense of sorrow comes up. So what do you do at that time? You're building self-respect, and yet this sense of sorrow has come up. from nowhere, and sometimes for a reason.
Yeah, I don't think we can take any reason to be in sorrow. You know, for me, deeply one day, I just said, but if I am a good person, I think good, I talk good, why there has to be sorrow? You know, so feeling bad, feeling sorrow, you know, when I look, honestly, when I look at a face not cheerful, how can a God's child be like that? You know, just for me, as soon as I think I am soul, I know my smile just becomes bigger within same moment. So I think that somewhere you have to stop it in the sense of, okay, see the maybe a situation is there which is causing sorrow. You have to see that situation from where you are learning something. You know, in my life, I could tell you every step I have a lesson I learned. I don't take it as sorrow or something is given. You know, like Baba says, somebody is even giving you sorrow, you change it and make it as happiness. You know, so that's possible. And I feel that sometimes I'm surrounded. Some people are very light. They laugh. Some are always like robots, you know, robots moving around you. But I say, well, how will they get happy if I lose happiness? You know, I have to continue. You will always get some tests, some challenges to maintain what you want to maintain. If we see them as challenges and tests, then you become stronger and say, I will pass with honor. Let's see who wins, one who is not smiling or one who is smiling.
So the question that comes to my mind when you say this, and I've always appreciated that about you. You do speak with a lot of self-respect, and you feel that there's a sense of something that you already had about yourself, and that some of us probably have to work towards that. But what is it? Is there something fundamentally? Is it to do with faith? Is it to do with trust? Because that's something you talk about a lot, which I take a lot of inspiration from, how to trust yourself, even when something is going wrong, to trust that that's going to be still okay.
You know, I think first is each one of us should feel that God loves us. And each one of us, Baba always says, is very valuable. And each one has a very important part to play. Each one. It's not question of bigger part or smaller part. Whichever part everyone has is very important.
I have to stop you here for a moment, because I feel that it's true that Baba does have that, but there are also times when Baba will say, well, if you do this, then you will get that. If you do this, then you will get that. And so we sometimes make our love for God conditional. And in our minds, we make God's love conditional for us. What's going on inside my head at that time, in our heads, when we're thinking like that?
I don't know. I always think that whatever it is, just remind yourself that Baba loves me. Baba loves me. And, you know, once someone made a mistake, no, mistakes do happen. So this person is said, and is, let's sit together in Baba's room and see what Baba tells you about my mistake. So we went in Baba's room. I'm looking at Baba and he's smiling. So I told her, Baba was smiling. Said, I made mistake, Baba is smiling. Smiling so that child don't make mistake in future. He's not looking at your mistake, but he wants you not to make mistake. That's why he's smiling. Because smile will encourage a person, right? Baba will always smile, whatever you do. Baba's love never reduces. I can tell you with Brahma Baba, but even our dadis, you know, Dadi Janki, or they give you more love. You know, one time one person did something little bit serious mistake, and Dadi Prakash Bani called me and said, I am giving extra love to this person because if that person goes far away in relationship, it's not good for his life. Or if he feels guilty, is not good. So I'm giving a lot of love. I learned that lesson from there. And I myself experimented that there is one person, he did something and came to see me. And so I gave drishti totally normally. So when he went outside, other brother said, she knows about your mistake. Really? She knows about it. So I realized that how in my attitude, because I didn't keep that mistake, that became like a source of power. So when he knew, he had tears. He said, really, she knew, but it didn't feel like. So how we keep ourselves, for myself and others, nothing in our attitude. It happened, Baba forgives. Let me, one thing I don't have in my life is regrets. I always say, this is good, this is how it is. And, but no regrets for anything, never. A lot of people ask me, 60 years wearing same clothes, doing same thing. Anytime you thought, I said never, because I'm so proud of.
So what does that take? Never to have regrets. What does it take from you?
Regretting, suffering, sorrow. Something is sitting inside that has to be taken out. I don't know, when I see people not smiling, maybe they in Brahmin life, they had difficult situations, or they somewhere they, a lot of suppression is there. That has to be removed, right? So either God can remove or you can remove. I always say that Baba can remove this, go to Baba. Or you make effort and see why I'm not able to blossom. I always tell everyone, we get good food, we have clean air, we have good space. We should be so bright, right? So healthy.
So this last bit that you're saying, it seems like it's to do with really maintaining a mindset and an attitude of positivity, trust, and an outcome that is going to be good for you and for everyone else.
Yeah. Some people feel like every moment, my heart is full of gratitude, every moment, honestly.
Right.
I said it's just because of Baba. What I'm able to do, what is happening around us, even looking at any peaceful age or anything, I said it's God, it's Baba. I feel it's Baba is making things happen. So at least we should be happy and say, Baba, we will cooperate, right? So I sometimes don't understand not feeling proud of your fortune and life and treasure. I think people have to work on themselves for that, definitely.
This Murli, I could take up every day. You could take a different aspect of it. So I had something else. So one last question from the Murli, but I do want to ask you something else that's not related to this Murli, okay? But so what's the difference between regard and respect? Because Baba spoke about this. I'm not sure what it was in Hindi actually, but in English, Baba spoke these two words specifically for those who have self-respect would maintain regard for the respect they have received and also maintain respect for themselves.
Regard for the respect, no?
So the difference between
Yeah.
regard and respect.
It's like, valuing it and seeing the value of respect. So regard for the respect. This is how I see it.
Okay.
So when I have regard for respect, then I will know that respect is important. So I respect others also.
Okay.
It's like regard for any value. So same is regard for respect.
Okay, thank you. But I want to ask you something that's not related to this, Murli, because as I say, I made a list of questions before I came and haven't really had the chance for that. But if I feel I'm remembering Baba, and yet I feel inadequate or lack of self-respect, what is missing in my remembrance? Everybody feels that they're remembering Baba. Everybody feels they remember Baba every day. But if there's still not, I'm not building my self-respect, or I am not changing, or the sanskars are still showing their ugly head, what's missing in my remembrance? Clearly something is missing.
See, something I need to forget, which I am not doing it. No, Didi Mohini used to ask her, to disconnect is easy or connect is easy. That means there are certain things I need to renounce. There are certain relationships I need to change my relationship with them. So that means something I am not doing right. So even if I'm remembering, you won't feel power in that. One time Dadi Janki told us in RC meeting that Simriti, if there is anything blocking there, that means I remember you did like this to me, this happened to me. Something is still in leftovers in Simriti. Your Simriti will not bring power. And I remember that so much. I don't allow things to come in my memory, in the Simriti. Because if Simriti, they generally call it memory track, or if track is blocked, how can you get power? So what we're doing, we're not cleaning enough. We're not renouncing enough. What comes, let me just be out of it. So you keep remembering, have yoga, but you're not getting enough power, right? Or you don't feel lighter, you don't feel more trust.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that some things have to be cleansed, something have to be removed. Certain things we need to disconnect with, but we want everything normal. We don't want to make changes, but we want our yoga to be powerful. That's not possible.
Interesting.
At least for me, I immediately notice what is I need to disconnect with, or I make changes immediately.
So there's two things that have to happen at the same time, that there is the remembrance, but there's letting go and moving on all the time of something that's happened or something that's bothering me or whatever, if I'm to take power from that remembrance.
Mama used to tell us that rail, has two rails, like drama and Baba. Every minute, drama and Baba. If you are not able to apply full stop and drama, your remembrance will not be good. So that means it happened, it's all right, just we let it go, let go, but also for future also, just have this habit of not holding anything. I always say sometimes that BKs have left everything, but a lot of inner baggage is still there. And unless we let go of that baggage, and remember only good things happen in your life. One time, Jagdish Bhai, myself, we were in California. So it's so interesting. They asked us, what was your most difficult, situation? So Jagdish Bhai, and I said, I don't remember. I don't remember. Because whenever there's something, I make it in such a way that I don't remember it was difficult. I delete it same time. I'm not taking it. Because I know once it goes in, then it will come, then I will add it. A lot of work, So I just say, no, take it. That's it. No. So I couldn't tell any difficulty. I couldn't remember. Even now, if you ask me, I had this surgery, what was, I said it was so beautiful, so nice. Everything was comfortable. People took care of me. Doctors loved me. I could talk to them. And I have created a habit to always take something from the situation, which is when I think of that, I feel happy. Even externally, it could be something difficult. So I think each one of us, like rose flower, from where rose gets color, fragrance, from where?
Yeah, they are.
No, but when they grow, so I always remember that if rose flower can just have color, beauty, and fragrance, why can't I do that? And I love that, So I really am telling every one of you, don't remember anything which was not right. It was drama. Many times you don't want things certain way. They just happen. So what I have to do is drama. Yesterday someone said about planning. Should we plan? I said plan and then observe drama. Don't ever say, oh, I planned this way, it didn't happen. I planned. But the real plan appeared and drama is playing. No? So don't hold anything. Everything is accurate, perfect. It will repeat again. And when it will repeat, I will still smile. Be happy, right?
Thank you. I think that's very, very helpful and very beneficial. I have some other questions, but they're not related to our topic. So I think we'll have that another time. I'll have to come back for those.
Anyway, we are very happy to have Sister Manda spend few days with us, and yeah, you are welcome whenever.
It was great to be here in Peace Village. Sorry? 2 or 3 questions, but they're completely different and they're different track.
Yeah, we can do it some other time.
Yeah.
We wanted Manda, but because of time difference in London, it never happened. And according to drama, it happened today. Everything is so beneficial. Everything.
Definitely.
So we say to others, right? When others tell us, we give good points, right? But we don't tell ourselves.
Yeah,
Apply same points to yourself. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you
very much. Thank you, Bhumi Ben.
Om Shanti. Thank you so much. Special thank you to dear Sister Manda, coming all the way from London and doing this wonderful session, and also to Didi for giving such beautiful answers. And it seems like we are not done, right? Because once you said you have more questions, we all are thinking, what are those questions? So anyway, we can make it like this. This was part 1, and we'll be looking forward for part 2. So let's see when that will be. But anyway, thank you again. And now let's remember Baba.
Om Shanti, everyone. Good night. Thank you for a lot of patience with us, right? Om Shanti. Good night.